I'd like to call this meeting to order. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner, go ahead.
Here.
Commissioner Shermack is excused. Mrs. Magnata,
Present.
Mrs. Gatto is excused. Mayor Chelik,
Present.
and Mr. Tobin.
Present.
Okay, thank you. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Seeing that there's no one, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the minutes from our April 10th meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from April 10th.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the minutes have been approved. The next item, a presentation of vouchers for examination and approval. Ralph, do you have anything on that?
Do you want me to read them all? And, see
No.
if anything's, does the board have any questions on any of these?
Questions? Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the vouchers for approval from April 11th through May 8th?
I'll make the motion.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion has been approved. Number 6, bid openings.
There are no bid openings at this time.
Okay, thank you. Number 7 is discussion items, and the first discussion item this morning is land bank property disposition update.
Okay, bringing the board up to date on, as of today, the land bank has conveyed 325 properties countywide. In the city of Scranton, we've conveyed 237 properties, and 3 properties will be acted on at today's meeting. Just a breakdown of the different areas of the city as far as where the properties were conveyed. In West Scranton, 73 properties have been conveyed. In South Scranton, 59 properties have been conveyed. North Scranton, 60 properties. Green Ridge, 21 properties. East Scranton, 12 properties. We've conveyed 3 properties to the city of Scranton. United Neighborhood Community Development Corporation, 3 properties conveyed. The Scranton-Lackawanna Resource Development Corporation, 5 properties conveyed. Ronald McDonald House, 1 property. Covington Township, 53 properties conveyed with 2 properties pending. In Carbondale, we've conveyed 15 properties and 2 properties to be acted upon at today's meeting. Vanling Borough, 1 property conveyed. Fell Township, 4 properties conveyed with 1 property pending. Troop Borough, 1 property conveyed. Scott Township, 4 properties conveyed and 1 property pending. Thornhurst Township, 5 properties conveyed. Jefferson Township, 1 property conveyed. Dunmore Borough, 2 properties conveyed. Archibald Borough, 1 property conveyed, and Blakely Borough, 1 property conveyed. Does anybody have any questions on?
No questions? Okay. Thanks, Ralph. The second discussion item is the Blight Task Force update.
Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Todd just to bring us up to date on what's going on as far as our properties are concerned.
All right, thanks, Ralph. So just a brief update here on some of the things that were discussed at the last Land Bank Board meeting. I know demolitions were discussed, so we've actually completed 3 demolitions up in Carbondale, now all land bank owned properties. And we're excited that most, if not all of those properties, will hopefully have some buyers soon. So that's the intent behind partnering with the land bank to get rid of some of the bladed structures that are on these lots, is to make them more saleable and get some interest from neighbors in acquiring them. So it looks like that's panning out. We also were excited to welcome this week an AmeriCorps NCCC team. So we've got 6 AmeriCorps members that are serving with NeighborWorks for about the next 2 months. And one of the main things they're going to be doing is some vacant lot cleanup. So working with the land bank as well as the city of Scranton, focusing on land bank owned properties, city owned properties. Again, trying to get them cleaned up as best we can to a point where they can be easily maintained. Somebody can just mow them, and hopefully to the point where we can convince some neighbors to pick them up through the side lot program, or otherwise sell them to other new property owners and put them back into productive use. So just some great ways we've been pleased to partner with the land bank last year and again this year.
That's great. Any questions? No? Okay.
And again, Tad, we thank NeighborWorks for all you do for the land bank.
Yeah.
We really
Do a great job. Thank you.
Help.
Yep.
Okay, the next one is the Advisory Committee Property Acquisition Disposition Discussion. Ralph?
Okay, so if everyone has their land bank property discussion, we'll go over the property that the board will consider today. The first property is at 372 Ferdinand Street. We have an application from Cool Cat Realty from Clark Summit. They want to purchase this property and use it for future development. There were no additional applications received for the property, and they offered $500 for it. The next one is at 435 Taylor Avenue in Scranton. This is another property that Cool Cat Realty, again at 208 North State Street in Clark Summit, submitted an application, and they would like to purchase this for future development as well. Again, there were no other applications for this property, and they offered $500 for the property. The next property is one of the properties that we took last year in a judicial sale. And with the help, again, of NeighborWorks, we purchased the property, and NeighborWorks did the demolition on the property. It was a little bit too far gone for either us or NeighborWorks to put any money into it. So NeighborWorks took it down, and now the next door neighbor is interested in purchasing it, and that would be Richard and Lisa Howie. Since it's an adjacent property, they submitted an offer of $150 for the property under the side lot purchase program. Okay, now moving up to Carbondale, there's 2 properties, one at 2 Lawrenson Place and 3 Lawrenson Place. And again, these properties were acquired from the repository, and one of the properties, I believe it was 3 Lawrenson Place, had a house on it, and again, NeighborWorks, through funding that they had from a neighborhood assistance program, or that was, tore it down. So now, again, we have an adjacent property owner who's ready to scoop it up.
That's great.
Okay, those 2 properties. And that is Lou DeMarco, doing business as Douglas Seal Coating, and his offer of $150 for each property under the side lot purchase program. The next 3 properties are all in the 300 block of North Garfield Avenue. And although we don't have purchasers this property, we're working again with NeighborWorks for some future residential reuse. I mean, if you look at these properties, they're in a very nice neighborhood. The size combined is like 75 by 143. If you put all of them together. So in the future, it'd be ideal for any kind of affordable housing. So that's what we're looking for in the future. So we're going to take those properties in for now, and through a contract or an agreement with NeighborWorks, you guys will handle some of the maintenance on these properties.
Are they going to be or combined into one lot?
At this point, it's undecided. Okay, we don't know yet. So that's something we have to look into.
Because I'm looking at, how would they build? I'm looking at how would they build on the two smaller lots. you
Right,
know?
right.
If it were one lot, it would be more buildable for like a residential.
Oh, yeah, right. But this lot is 50, so,
Yeah, this one,
yeah.
these are only
But
25.
but if we use the reuse of the property would still have to be looked into to see what we're going to do in the future.
That's great.
Now, the next two properties are the properties that we took in the most recent judicial sale. Is that one property at 1409 Watson Street, which we still have not been able to get inside because the judicial sale hasn't been declared absolute yet, but hopefully we'll get inside soon, and we'll just see what kind of rehab it needs. Now, whether we're going to use it as a first-time home buyer or just remodel it for affordable housing, that's still yet to be determined.
Up in the air.
On this one. And the other two properties are on 220 Fourth Avenue and 222 Fourth Avenue. This is another property that we're going to take in for future reuse. It's kind of really into the gateway from the south side into west side. So we're going to take these two properties in and, again, for some future reuse for residential housing.
Okay.
That's
great.
And that's it. Now, on Monday, we had our advisory committee meeting, in which Todd is chairing now, and we reviewed everything with them, and the advisory committee is on board with all these properties as well.
Great. That's good. Okay. Any questions on any of those? No? Okay, great. Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you.
Okay, on to the resolutions. First one is Resolution Number 24-010. This is approving the acquisition of additional property from the Tax Claim Office repository list of unsold property. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 24-011. This is approving the conveyance of certain land bank-owned property under the Property Purchase Program. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 24-012. This is approving the conveyance of certain land bank-owned property under the Side Lot Purchase Program. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 24-013. This is ratifying the agreement with the County Tax Claim Bureau for the submission of preemptive bids for the purchase of properties at the April 22nd, 2024 tax claim judicial sale. May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Okay, number 9 is Director's Other Business. Does anyone have anything? Okay, I have a motion. It's customary for an authority and/or board to provide a stipend for the executive director. The Land Bank does not have an executive director, but a program manager, who we all know does a wonderful job, Ralph Pappas. So since Mr. Pappas is doing such an exemplary job for many years with all the work the Land Bank entails, and his responsibilities will likely increase with the hire of a new consultant for the Redevelopment Authority and the Land Bank, it is proposed that in lieu of an executive director hire, salary, or stipend, Mr. Ralph Pappas be given a one-time stipend of $15,000. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the stipend for Mr. Pappas in the amount of $15,000.
Second.
Motion and a second. On the question?
Aye.
On the question, I'd just like to point out, if you were reviewing the audit the tax revenue that we have received due to the work of Ralph was $44,264 we get when we put a property in, the tax bank, we get half for 5 years. And this does not include, and Ralph already discussed with me about the other properties that he's going to go after now to get the taxes, especially in the townships that we've been approving all the land sales. So yeah, he's well deserved of this recognition and, of course, the compensation that goes along with it.
I agree. Yeah, we'd be lost without you, Ralph. So we appreciate it. Go ahead.
I gotta say, I worked with Ralph, the last several years. It's been about 5 years, isn't it already? 5. Or more, maybe. 8? We're the only government entity that operates in the black.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
We're doing better than the U.S. government. That's
And again, just so everyone knows, the properties that we took in 5 years ago are now, the townships and the municipalities are now realizing the full taxes from those properties. Okay.
Well, it's well-deserved.
Anyone else? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
The audit, did we approve the audit?
I don't know if it was official. I'll put it on the agenda for the next board meeting.
That was my question.
Okay. All right. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion has been approved. Okay, opportunity for the public to address the board. Seeing that there's no one, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. On the question, our next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024 at 11 a.m. All those in favor to adjourn signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.